We'll start the meeting.
We can.
Call the meeting to order.
It's always 20%.
Are you rebooting too right now? So am I. Timing is impeccable. Approval of agenda as presented.
So moved.
Bruce beat you to it.
Okay.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Additions of the agenda, there will be
We'll have under protective services, we will have the fire agreements with the town of Wainwright. And under recreation, if we could add the RFD or RFP results for the Arm Lake Recreation Area Management. And then an in-camera session for a legal issue. In-camera session for a legal issue.
legal, and there's also a personnel matter that we should discuss. So need a motion to accept the additions as Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Adoption of the previous meeting minutes from council meeting November 19th. Everybody had a chance? Bill, you gonna move those? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. No delegations. New business, Ag Service Department. Good morning. Okay, we got the Ag Service report there. Any questions or comments for Shelby and Caitlin? No? Anything you ladies would like to add?
Main thing is we are working on completing our new grant application, so that's another 5-year agreement, fortunately. So we are aiming to have that done early in the new year, and we recently did the seed cleaning plant inspections as well. So both plants have passed and they're licensed for the 2025 season.
Excellent. If there's no other questions or comments, I will ask for a motion to accept the report. Bob, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we have an RFD for an ASB conference.
Yeah, correct. So often in the past, additional councillors have attended the Provincial Ag Service Board Conference. It's in Edmonton this year on January 20th to 22nd. So this motion would authorize any additional councillors who wish to attend to join in at that conference.
Bruce makes a motion. All those in favor? Opposed?
We have change of council meeting date.
I thought we did that by motion
did that
already.
already?
Yeah, we did that. Okay, that's carried. ASB minutes.
There was a second RFD there, I think, or did we
Oh,
move it to
sorry, yeah,
administration?
RFD, remediation financial obligation. Sorry, my computer's doing a reboot, so.
Yeah, so this one is for the Phase 2 environmental site assessments that were completed by Row High. So a requirement of the Canadian Public Sector Accounting Standards is to disclose any potential environmental liabilities. The attached to executive summaries completed by Row High Engineering illustrate that there is no environmental liability in the Edgerton container site. The Wainwright container site does show that there is an environmental liability. So this motion would be to accept both the reports as information so that the Wainwright container site can be reflected and disclosed as an environmental liability in the financial statement.
Okay, any questions or comments, sir?
I'll move it.
Bill? Bill makes a motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Sending Preston already?
Thanks. you up and going yet, Bruce?
I'm updating your firmware. Kind of obscene, I think, but.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Okay, we got the report from Director of Public Works. Any questions or comments on the report?
So, is this on? So yeah, Fabian, if you see that on the report there, the VFD failed. It's been in there since, I believe it was like 2002, so it's over 20 years old. So that's pretty decent for a drive.
You got another one to replace it?
Yeah, I had to order another one. Of course, everything's changed since 2002, so it's a little bit of a different type of a drive, but it'll do the job. Yeah, this one's been discontinued. Yeah. Operators out working on the roads. It's a week ago Sunday with the rain on the Saturday night and then the snow coming in and then the cold weather. It's been a little rough. I do realize everybody looks at Highway 14. It's cleared off and looking good, but they get the traffic count, which we don't get on our roads, which grinds that sand and salt into the ice. So we are working on de-icing. It looks like we'll get a break in the weather this weekend, so that'll help with the de-icing, and we should get them back around here by the following Monday, from the looks of things. The overhead doors were replaced in the shop over on 15th Avenue. That was a part of our budget. Yeah, it's going to help for sure. They're sealed a lot better, that's for sure.
Okay, any other questions or comments on Preston's report? Seeing none, can we get a motion to accept it as presented? Oscar, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I don't know, Oscar. It was, I think I budgeted 28,000? 22,000? 22,000 is what I budgeted. So that's 3 overhead doors and a rather large man door that's an oddball size in that shop that we're replacing.
And moving on to the safety report. Any questions or comments on the safety report? No?
I'll move the report.
What's that, sorry?
I'll move the report.
Bill makes a motion to remove the report. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we got a few RFDs to deal with.
Is there a handout on this grader?
No.
Oh,
I do not believe so, no.
I think there is. We just have to go get it. So you want to move on to the next one? And then when we get the
Okay,
handout. we can
come
go-
back to that
oh,
one.
And we have to wait for Neil. Do we want to move to the next one until we get the handout?
There's no rush. It's Christmas, you get away.
Yeah, we can keep moving and we'll come back to that one. So we can go to the scraper warranty.
Okay, so as discussed in our capital plan presentation, that we look at extending the warranty on scrapers 3 and 4. There is actually an adjustment on this price. It's approximately $91,000, not $115,000. Sorry, I misread the email, and I added 2 different ones together as opposed to the same one twice. So the actual price is approximately $91,000 to extend each of these scrapers 1 year. That's for hydraulic and powertrain. It includes travel. Does not include electronics or emissions. There's also talk at the capital meeting, and we should maybe we can have a quick discussion about this now, is because these machines are coming off the full warranty in the spring, I believe it's in March, that we would look at doing a full bumper-to-bumper type inspection on them. The downside with that is that's all mechanical. They can't predict any electrical issues, right? Unless you're having one at the moment, that's the only time they predict it. As far as emissions, kind of the same idea, happens at the moment. So I don't think we'd see a lot of value in doing a bumper-to-bumper inspection on these machines. It takes about 2 days. They do pressures. They do a whole bunch of, like a large gambit of checking everything else. It's all mechanical.
Historically, have we had any issues with the electrical components?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixed bag of everything, right? Emissions, electrical, and then, of course, the mechanical, right? But, I mean, the inspection would cover the mechanical, and that's what we're extending the warranty on. So if we're going to do an inspection, it's probably not worth our time at this point. If we were coming off warranty and we're not extending the warranty, then maybe we'd like to do that. But if we're going to extend the warranty, then I think we could skip that. We don't have to make that decision now. I just brought it forward for information. We did talk about it. I got some more information on it. I thought I'd just...
When do we need to do it by?
If we were going to do the inspection, we'd probably have to do it like February, start of March of next year,
So we have to move.
before the warranty expires, if we don't extend, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
just food for thought there.
Got there.
I'll move that we go with option one at
91,000.
91,000.
Okay, so Bob has the motion for option one, extend warranty for 1 year for 91,000. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Do you change the
Just,
price in the RFP then? Like, are you gonna change it from the
RFP?
115 or leave that as a
No,
cushion?
91,000.
You're saying that
Yeah,
you want...
I think the motion will state
Okay.
the quoted price.
Okay,
Okay, so you want to go back up to purchase of divisional graders?
thank you.
Thanks, Preston.
Okay.
Did you say it wasn't 115,000?
It was
No, it was
91.
91,000 is what the quote came back at.
Otherwise I'll be quoting the wrong number.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Cap came in higher.
Hey, so apologies I didn't have this handout for you guys. Okay, so we requested pricing through the RMA for the replacement of 2 division graders, as well as the trade of our existing. I did contact 2 suppliers that we deal with all the time, all-wheel drive graders. We got price from Finning, Cap model, and of course Brandt, John Deere model. And as presented to you guys, Finning has 778,920, and Brandt Tractor 792,000, scored as presented.
Any questions or comments on?
Which one has the most downtime?
Well, we haven't bought a cat grader since 2014, so I really can't answer that question.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're pretty much straight
So
deer.
I don't
now,
really
aren't we?
know.
So
I
as
think,
far as the
I think equally, they perform equally, as far as I can understand. I can't really say otherwise.
So the operators, is it a big thing to change from your cat or?
I don't believe so. We never really gave the operators a choice in the past, so.
What about maintenance? Having the same parts, stock and,
With less than 24-hour delivery, it's not a huge issue. I mean, because everything's under warranty as well, so they supply all the, or excuse me, they supply all the parts that they're replacing and so on and so forth. So, I mean, besides the filter kits, that's it. And I mean, that's planning too, so that's not a huge issue on that side. The blades are the same. The lift kit will attach to the cat grader for the plow. I'll replace the wing and the mount, the mast, and off we go. So.
So when you say replace, so it comes with that plow and the filters?
Just a sec here, one question at a time. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Oscar. They come with the plows and rippers, 'cause that's how they're normally ordered.
No, we don't use a ripper on division grazers. So we keep the plow for 2 sets usually, right? And then the wing and mast, we trade each time around because it takes the most abuse. Okay? So we're getting brand new grader with wing and mast, and then we'll pick up the lift kit and the one-way and the V-plow. We'll reuse the originals. The next time around, we'll trade the all in.
So is that price included to buy the other parts?
Yes, that's all inclusive.
Are you comparing apples to apples?
I believe I am. Yeah.
Okay, like I'm talking horsepower, weight.
Yes. In fact, I believe
Hydraulics.
the 150 is heavier than the 772.
The numbers don't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'll make a motion to go with
Okay, Oscar made the motion, we go with Finning.
even though I don't like
Any other questions or discussion? I didn't hear what he said, I think that's okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, moving on to warranty on the,
Same as
Wait a minute.
before, we discussed this at our capital plan meeting, capital per plan meeting, I guess. Review meeting, that's what it is. Anyways, we just talked about extending the warranty on the RM500. So for a 1-year, 500-hour extension, $14,240.
okay, any questions?
How many hours are on it now?
Oh, I believe we're just over 2,000.
So 500 hours is lost.
Lots for the season, yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we go with the option 1, if there's no more questions, sorry.
Any
It's
other-
awful cheap.
Compared to
What
the
kind of
other.
warranty you get for that?
Same as
Replace the gas
powertrain, hydraulics, and travel.
The powertrain, full powertrain.
Hydraulics and travel, yeah. No electrical, no emissions.
usually have just trouble with the drum anyways.
This machine,
No emission?
no emissions, no. You
No
don't get any,
emission.
no
What's that,
extensions on
yeah?
emission. Yeah, DF.
Well, isn't that automatic? That should be on there, not under the extended warranty policy.
That's correct. You don't get it for extended warranty. You only get it for your original warranty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it should still be on there.
No, it's gone. It's based on,
Gone.
because of time, right? Because we're over the 5 years. So it's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do know. I do.
Okay, Robin made the motion, any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, moving on to our 2 scrapers.
Okay, also discuss our capital review, the potential of disposing of our existing scrapers, 1 and 2. I did reach out to somebody who did inquire. This is at Camrose County, and they made us an offer of $775,000, not including GST per unit, for a total of $1.55 million. If council sees fit, we do believe this is a fair market value for each machine. And if council sees fit, we can approve the offer, and then we can move forward with completing it if Camrose is still in that direction, which I believe they are.
I make a motion, we get in there and get option 1 done.
Okay, Bill makes a motion. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And you have a change order. Service truck change order.
So the service truck we've been waiting on. In the meantime, we've been having a lot of discussion about our existing service truck and the issues we've been having. One of the issues we have with our existing service truck is the amount of hours we put on it. It's up in the words, I think it's about 12,000 hours, or maybe it's even more than that. But the issues we're having is the idling and the emissions on this truck. And we feel that if we can change the idling off it, so if we can shut it down and run the air compressor separately, because currently what happens is the hydraulic pump then does run the air compressor and it has to be idling constantly to do the service. If we have an independent air compressor, we feel we can then shut that truck down for large part of the day while it's out in the field, and we don't have to accumulate all these idle hours. This does cause an issue with the original order. So we have a restocking fee of the existing BMAC pump, the components that go with that pump, and then they have to change the compartment. So the compartment has to be made larger, because before it was the tank would be stored on the top of the truck, so that the tank gets removed, and what we do is we get basically a direct drive diesel engine air compressor, and then it goes into a sliding compartment, so then there's more components that would have to be changed on that as well. So the quote for the change was approximately $28,000.
Well, I have a bit of an issue with that price, and the reason is I can't understand why a new air compressor is 6% of the value of the truck, like 28,000. So how much is the original air compressor worth?
I don't have those numbers. They didn't give them to me.
Because, and I mean, when these trucks, when you kick the air compressor in, they rev up automatically, so you're running at a higher idle. So I don't understand. Don't know if that $28,000 is worth. I mean, it's not like the hours make a difference to us because we don't trade it off on hours anyways. Whatever the hours is, it goes, and is my opinion. But I just think I don't think there's anything wrong with the system we ordered. And I'd like to know what the value difference is, because if it's 28,000 is what extra is, and there's a $10,000 cost to the original air compressor, that's a $38,000 air compressor you're putting in there.
I didn't quite follow that math, sorry.
Well, they're going to give you a credit. You bought a truck with an air compressor, right?
Yeah.
That's got a value.
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
So whatever
I-
that
yeah, I see what
value
you're
is
saying.
added on top of this.
Well,
And I
maybe
just
that
think
compressor was
it's-
50,000. I
Well,
guess it doesn't
could
work
be,
that way.
but I don't think 28,000.
We're looking forward. We feel like with the new emission system, all the idling is killing these engines. Without the heat, the DEF just sprays in there and it just gums everything up. It gums up your RFG valve and it comes up your filters, and there's just issues with it.
Is it the size of the air compressor that it's got to be PTO driven? Like ours is wired in electric. It's maybe
Yeah, I think so.
smaller,
You see,
the size?
what is it, 60-some CFMs, I
Gotta be
believe?
bigger now.
So, or maybe it's bigger than that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought one for my service truck, and it's 175
Okay, so,
CFM.
yeah.
And it's PTO driven?
No, it's electric. It's,
Yeah.
it's got a motor on it. It's got a 13 horsepower engine on it. I paid $4,000 for it.
Yeah, like,
But it's only got a 80-gallon tank. I'm not sure what kind of a tank this has got on it for.
This is a direct drive, so there's no tank on it.
So, oh, okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
no
a screw-
tank, no
it's a-
moisture freezing.
So it's a screw.
Climate-controlled compartment.
Well, I just think it's a lot of
Totally
money for an air
different, yeah.
compressor, that's all. But
On
do
the
as you
sliding
will.
tray.
Change it up. Change it up, put a motor on there, put an air compressor, take it off. That's what I do.
That's what this proposal is.
That's essentially what they're asking for.
But that
Yeah.
seems like, why is that price then?
Why is it that price?
Yeah.
Because that's the price they quoted me. I can break it down, but then we're pushing back some more time, but if council wants way more detail, I can bring more detail back.
Well, no,
I don't know if it'll
Bob just
solve the
said
problem.
He did his before, now you got 28.
Yeah,
Well,
but his has
I
a
don't
tank.
believe Bob's compressor is comparable
No,
to this one.
because
We're
this
not
is
looking
a
at
screw-
apples to apples.
Yeah, this is,
Well,
a-
then do we need that?
it's a screw type.
Yes,
is
we
what
do
they're-
need this.
There's a screw type compressor, is what they're putting in, like it just pumps, there's no tank, it's that big that can put out that much volume. But
Yeah.
So when was this option take place in this truck?
Supposedly March of 2024.
Because we ordered it.
I heard him.
Yes, we did order it in 23.
Just let him finish answering. Okay, so Oscar made a motion to go with option 1. Any other questions or comments? No,
It's
seeing
just
none.
that there is no other option or no action.
Or no action.
there's always options.
Okay, all those in favor?
I guess.
Opposed? Carried. (2025) construction map approval.
LR6 should also say Division 1 after it, just for an update on that. So this is the map we brought at the capital review meeting. And
I'll move it now.
Bob makes a motion. All those, any questions, comments?
How many miles is it?
4, 5, 6, 7,
6, 7,
8,
11,
count.
about 12 miles.
12,
12
13.
miles.
Let's say, add them up, yeah.
What'd you do this year?
12 and a half miles on this map.
Sorry.
And what have you done this year?
I don't have that off the top of my head. I'd have to count it. But I can most certainly put it in an email and get it back to everybody.
No, I just want, it's doable, that's all. Did we do?
The miles are relevant to the type of job we're also working on
Yeah,
as well,
no, I
right?
know.
So
I
for
get it.
example,
I just overdo it.
5 and 6 in Bruce's area. Is that right? 5 and 6? I mean, didn't do a full rebuild, so.
Yeah, 5, yeah, well,
Yeah.
2 of them were just,
You must have done over that this year, I would say.
We'd be close.
I think we did 5 or 6 miles for me alone.
Yeah. 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we did about 5 for you.
Okay, Bob made the motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, Larson gravel pit inventory. Looks like we have to make an adjustment.
Okay, so after we completed LR3, we also made a new site to pile the gravel from the Larson pit. The 3/4 then was depleted from the Larson pit during the 2024 gravel season. So the Larson pit is now empty. So we can do an adjustment on the 3/4 because no 3/4 was moved from the Larson to the new site, only 1.5 inch. 1.5 will contain on the existing inventory list, but the 3/4 can now be adjusted.
Okay, any questions or comments?
That would be a pretty good number too, right?
0.
Because you knew what you, no, you knew what you moved.
Well, yes, I mean, we've been doing it for, I don't know how many years since we made our last adjustment, but yeah, I guess, that'd be right. If we've ever adjusted it, I'm not even sure if we have. No, we've never made an adjustment on it, so this pit's been open since like 2010, I believe.
I'll make a motion then.
Okay, Bill's making the motion. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. We are at the RFD for Arm Lake Agreement. Do we have that? Yeah.
That pit opened up in 96.
No.
When I started in '06, I don't recall us hauling out of there in '06. It was a
The
couple
Larson
years
pit,
after.
the one by Richards?
Yeah,
Yeah, it opened up in 96. I got elected in 95, and we opened up the next year.
okay. We must have had a couple years where we didn't do any crushing near them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It definitely, since I started and today, it's, what a change.
What do you got in there right now?
Thank you.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, but you're reclaiming it, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're reclaiming it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, what you got in there?
For equipment?
Yeah,
Oh, well, we worked on it while we were working on LR3.
yeah.
And then when we moved off LR3, everything went with it, so we didn't, we just moved some of the topsoil, or no, excuse me, the subsoil piles and stuff like that, Bill.
Maybe I'll give you.
We didn't get anything too in-depth yet.
Is it,
Oh, I just thought.
Yeah.
You said you were working.
Yeah, we did do some work, just on the subsoil piles, just spreading them out.
is it just about ready for black dirt?
No,
Not yet?
No,
So
we
what
got-
are you gonna do with all those rocks that are on the north side? Are you gonna, I mean, there is options to deal with that, right?
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Okay, so Kelly sent the email out last night in regards to the Arm Lake results. And we have the RFD now in front of us. If anybody has any questions or comments.
Yeah, I do. So you can just for clarification, you've got number 2, yes, 387, and then you went all the way down there to whatever, through them. So then what is the scoring? How did you score them to go?
Okay, so,
you pick?
yeah, so the scoring panel was Ray, myself, and Mike. So we had these submissions here. So the business plan, basically we asked for a business plan and how they're going to operate the facility.
Yeah.
So we scored based on the presentation that they had in the content. So we had a number of boxes they had to check, and the quality of that presentation and how it fit into how ultimately we would like to see it run. So, I mean, there was numbers attached to there. I didn't give the scoring for that. I just put yes, that they had it. So it doesn't mean they all got 25 points. So I don't have the details of that right now.
No, I just wondered that. I mean,
Yeah.
You got them all, so I wanted
Okay.
to know how you scored them.
Yeah,
You
so,
scored the first 2 fairly close, and then you got a spread in there, and
Yeah.
I just, so it's according to their business plan, is what you're telling me.
it's according to their business plan and their experience. It depends. Some had some very good experience that would apply. Some had some direct experience, and some had experience that really didn't apply. So, I mean, it's pretty subjective, but you score them accordingly. Criminal record check, that's pretty simple. If they submitted one or not, and then we looked at a little bit more in detail, but I can't really say too much about those
Yeah,
in a public meeting. So, references, we asked for 3 written letters of reference to be submitted with their RFD,
yeah.
or RFP, so you can see how many responded. So after looking at all that, we looked at lease payments as well. You came up with a point or a score. I called it points, you can call it score, but it's basically the same thing. You're looking at that, and I noticed here just now that I've got the numbers all in a different order, but number 1 would be the Lake Life Management.
So there is no
No.
money attached to these. Should we be aware of what each one wants paid, or what? Are we paying them, or are they paying us?
Each had a submission of a lease amount, and they had quite the range. But except for one that was a little bit skewed, and we're thinking that it was definitely potentially an error or misunderstood. They're all in the ballpark. You're looking at between 4,000 to I think 10,000 range. I think there might have been 12.
Yeah, I thought 10 was the high, but could be wrong. So yeah, just to kind of piggyback on what Kelly says, there were certain criteria that the committee looked for, and then they were scored according. And I thought it was a pretty good process, and there was some really good applications. There was, so.
I'll make a motion, we go with number 2, or number 1, I guess it's number 1 on the Lake Management.
Lake Life, so number 2 on the.
It's on number 2 on your report, but it's number 1.
Should be number 1.
Okay,
So,
Bob made the motion. Any questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Anything else for you, gentlemen? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry
You as well.
Christmas.
to you.
Merry Christmas, guys. Have a safe holiday.
Thank you, Council.
Thanks. Okay, so financial statements there. Need a
Tyson,
motion?
can you explain to me how RMA Insurance in 3 separate occasions charges us for terrorism insurance. Why are there three? Are those on specific locations? There's lots of numbers after all of that. Like, they're charging the lodge. I just don't understand how we pay for insurance for terrorism on the lodge. But I see you have it here like 3 times. Or maybe you don't know.
Was
I'm
that it?
sorry to put you on
Yeah,
the
I'm
spot.
sorry, Neil would, he can pull it up here, takes care of the
Which
insurance.
numbers are you talking about, Larry?
So within the RMA insurance, you've got terrorism insurance and numbers for a tune of 253. Then you go down again and it's terrorism Genesis 2012 for another 300. Then you have it again, like it's, I don't
So
understand.
I believe part of the terrorism is coded to different facilities because we have different departments. Because we run public works, we run, like we have a public works shop, we have a administration office building, we have a recreation shop, and they're
Mhm.
3 separate locations. So I believe that the insurance is split up that way. As to why we have the terrorism insurance to the tune of that,
Yeah,
historically, we've always had that at that kind of cost.
it's just kind of, maybe it's, is it cyber terrorism or is it,
It's a
Like-
little bit of everything,
that's insane.
so
Yeah. The lodge is paying, I had it down,
Yeah,
couple 255 or something
Oh, okay.
I can,
sure, Bob.
a
Yep.
year for,
okay. The reason is because there's different policies and there's terrorism on each policy. You got property, you got equipment, and you got your Genesis insurance. So every policy has a terrorism component.
well, you actually only have 2 here, so it doesn't count for buildings, the numbers
No,
aren't.
but whatever your policy, like your first policy is your property. You see right above it, it says property? Do you see it
Yeah.
says property?
Mhm.
Okay, if you go up, you see it says property insurance. Okay, you look at those numbers. If you go on a little further on, RSLE 221516. You see those?
Mhm.
Okay, that's the same policy.
But your Genesis one doesn't,
And your Genesis is
GA 12012
yeah.
instead of 15012, they're 2
okay, but
different.
then you go up above that,
Mhm.
where it says comprehensive Genesis liability.
Yeah,
Okay, and then you go down and look at those numbers.
they're not the same.
G 120 and 150, yeah. Yeah, I see that. But one is your comprehensive policy, the other one's your liability policy.
And
They're
then
two
they
separate
add
policies,
terrorism on it.
And every policy has a terrorism component. So that's just how it's broke down. And actually, since I left there, terrorism is new. We never had terrorism on, well, I mean, that's 10 years ago. I guess there was a lot of changes in the insurance world.
I guess I never thought about the cyber terrorism too. If it's included, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions about the accounts? If not, need a motion. Bill Lawson? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. And our financial statement. I need a motion on the financial statement. Richard? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Reserves are there for information. And audit plan and engagement letter. Information.
This is standard.
Pretty standard what they're going to do in the audit and the scope of the audit and what they expect from us.
So then we have the interim budget for 2025. We need a motion to accept an interim budget. Thanks, Bruce. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, moving on to administration. The action list is there. And we also need a RFD for Wainwright and District 4-H show.
Pretty straightforward. If council would see fit to sponsor them, $600.
Why is it separate from the rec board? Do you know? Is this the way we've
This
always
always
done
comes
it?
to council. All
Yeah.
the 4-H comes to council.
Huh. Would it fit under the purview of the rec board, or we just do it this way? I don't really care.
Depends on the
Robin.
bylaws of the rec board, I guess.
Robin, I think one of the things with this one is there is the Irma one
Yeah.
that comes from Irma, but
Yeah.
then this one is shared between Chauvin, Edgerton, and Wainwright,
Oh, okay,
right? So
Mhm.
that might be historically why it's come to this table.
okay, doesn't matter.
Okay, Bruce is making the motion. All those in favor? Opposed, carried.
So every year at this meeting, we bring a requested tax, or cancel some taxes for the D&D. It's a very small amount, considering the amount we get from them. $101.62.
What's that for again?
It's for D&D tax cancellations.
I'll make that motion, we cancel the balance for 2025.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And a elector list management software, an RFD.
This is last meeting, you would remember that we had some legislation changes where they're gonna, the province is requiring local authorities to use there's changes to the Local Authorities Act that require us to have an elector list. We talked about that last council meeting. So now, we've come across and have been recommended that we consider this software. There's a software company out there that would help us, I guess, maneuver with this list and implement it into our system, help us with our various divisions and split it within divisions, which is how we have our electoral area, so that would be very helpful. It's complicated. This list is something new to us, and it's a complicated list, so they've done the work with this company. And for $5,000 from DataFix, we probably would be able to efficiently and successfully operate or manipulate this electoral data.
So is this a reusable for the next?
It would just be for the one election. Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Oscar makes a motion. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions or comments?
Where are they located at?
You know, Bill, I don't think it's Costa Rica, actually. I believe it's Edmonton.
Okay. He just got in from Costa Rica.
These guys are in Singapore.
Okay, Oscar has a motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Can we have a break?
You want to take a break now?
Whenever you want. What are you gonna do?
Well, can we just finish up to development and then take a little break?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
Development?
Yeah.
It's only another 300 pages.
Yeah.
Okay.
So contacts are there, member bulletins from RMA, and fire agreements, protection to persons and property.
Got a handout for that as well. This is, of course, with the town of Wainwright. Two separate agreements. There's one for the fire board, and there's one for the actual operation of capital expenditures, which they're not new agreements.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. They were just reviewed by the board, and as a group, as we're here, we were ever involved with the Wainwright Fire Area. And there was agreement, and basically the agreements are what we talked about and what we talked about with the town of Wainwright. So council has the choice to approve these agreements and go forward. The ones that we have right now expire on December 31st of this year.
How long are they good for, Kelly?
2 year.
25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 5 years.
Okay.
5 years.
Good.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
No, that's how we make a motion?
Yep.
Okay. Right.
can make the motion.
Oh,
Who's?
I
You
will.
didn't
I
finish.
said
Yeah, Bill.
Somebody make it. I'll make
No,
it if
sorry, I
okay.
couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so Bill makes a motion. Option
Both
one.
yes,
Option one,
definitely sign
yep.
both agreements.
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Let's go. And we have an RFD for Clear Lake land lease. Clear Lake land lease. We dealt with this 3 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago, yeah, it's come due. It's with Betty Shaw down on a piece of municipal property. It's been reoccurring for quite a few number of years. I don't know how many, since I've been here anyway, and that's 28 years. So it's up for renewal. And those are the details.
And she still wants it again?
Yes. She's a good steward of the land, takes good care of it.
I'll make a motion if you need it.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Robin makes a motion to go with option one, renew the lease, same financial terms. All those in favor? Opposed?
I didn't-
Oh, hold on.
I didn't see it on the
190,
page, Bob.
page 190.
90, I got it, yeah.
No, I don't have a side to the lake.
She wants the whole thing.
I want it fenced with razor wire, if that's the case.
Gotta get a permit.
I gotta get a development permit. Right through the lake shore.
Got it, Oscar? Okay, that's in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's grab Dana. This shouldn't be too long. So.
No, it's gonna take longer than that. He's not stopping.
We're stopping right after development, if that works.
Oh, I thought it was before development.
No, sorry.
He said up to, he did say up to
Yeah,
the
that's what I
development.
thought. Now he's reneging on that.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah,
He's usually a man of his word. I don't know what's going on.
changing though.
Oh, gee.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Dana. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. So we got Dana's report in front of us. If there's any questions or comments.
I'm trying to get to it.
So the Airman Rifle Club, you sent a letter, what's that about?
So we send a letter just validating their development permit that's back from the 90s, I believe it was, just indicating that they had a permit. It's in order for them to get their provincial license to do what they need to do.
They're going to keep the Greenfield.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to accept the report as presented. Moved by Richard. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thanks, Dana.
Thank you.
And let's take a little break here.
Short, very short break.
we'll call the meeting back to order.
Yeah, he did.
We're back, yeah, we're live, so. Pay sheets, approval of pay sheets. Need a motion for that? Bruce, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And committee reports, Wainwright Seed Cleaning Plant.
Yes, we had our meeting and we passed it. We got a 95% on our plant inspection. Rates are going up to a buck a bushel January 1st. Yeah, we're ahead of last year, about 20,000 bushel from last year at this time, so things are moving along. Got about 80,000 on the books. So yeah, it's moving along.
Good. C. Edgerton Seed Cleaning Plant.
We beat Wainwright in our percentage, 97.9,
Good job, Richard.
We're 95.6.
but we charge more, we charge $1 a ton. And, you're better equipped. Huh? You're better equipped. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
FCSS.
One of you two.
We didn't have a meeting in December. We're moving it to January,
We had one in November,
November, yeah.
Nothing,
not much.
business as usual. Okay. Battle River Foundation.
The lodge was, it was really nice. They received the Vision Credit Union grant, not to be mixed up with the Encompass grant. It's the Vision group that gives out money. We got $15,000. That's been earmarked for an upgrade to our chairs in the dining room that's badly needed. We did wage negotiations. We did a preliminary budget last night. This was all last night, so I think that's about it, right? What else, Oscar? Good?
Good. Landfill.
Yeah, we had our meeting and we're still working on our approval. We've sent it away to Alberta Environment and it's in their hands. We're hoping to find out within a couple of weeks. We just signed a contract with a mattress company so that people can bring their mattress in. And they, instead of going to the landfill, they're going to be sent to Edmonton to be refurbished or whatever they do with them. We've done some work on equipment. We had to put new tires on, just day-to-day operations. Yeah, everything I think is running pretty good out there. Anything else?
Yeah, they sort of this mattresses.
Yeah, for the mattress and the sea cans, it's yeah,
Yeah.
$25 a mattress is the refund, is what it costs to recycle them. They get 100 of them and they hold 100 mattresses and they haul them away. Then they bring another sea can back. So it is a bit of a cost to the landfill to do it, but it keeps them out of the landfill. They take up too much airspace. Can't compress them.
Great.
Do you charge?
$25 a mattress.
25. Good.
And that frees up airspace too, did it, or did they decide that it?
Well, there's some issues
Not
that
really?
the springs will go through tires on the loader and stuff like that. But it's mostly airspace is they're struggling with. They won't compress.
Right.
And then if there's a fire, they've got an air pocket in it, so then fire can break out because you can't get the air out of them. So it's got air pockets all through the pile, and if you get a fire, once it goes to those air pockets, you can't get fire out. Anyways, that's about it.
East Central 911.
We had an executive meeting, we were going to have a general meeting, but that was night of the storm, so we canceled it. So, the ATRAC people and are coming for January. So, we are going to raise per capita up, but we're not sure exactly how much yet. So, that's about it.
Okay. Community Health Foundation.
I don't really, we had a meeting, was mostly discussed. Discussion revolves around our gallon, midsummer night's dream in April. So I don't really have a whole lot of information other than that.
Okay. Northern Lights.
Northern Lights was a large meeting November 29th. We heard from the ELTA board, which is your provincial library board. We did a financial review, sold a fleet van. The policy was all gone over with a few just grammar errors and things. Yeah, I don't know. We set our meetings for 2025. A couple Zoom to save a bit of money, and then just a couple in person.
Good.
Yeah.
Wainwright Economic Development.
No meeting since July.
Okay. Need a motion to accept the reports as presented. Richard, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, closed session. Need a motion to go into closed session in camera.
So moved.
Bill Lawson beat you to it.
Billy beat me?
All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. We're going in camera. made the motion to, those in favor, opposed, carried. So we need a motion. We're going to start with Sylogist for the amount of, what was the exact amount? 14,504.54. Somebody wants to make that motion? Thanks, Oscar. All those in favor? Opposed, carried. We also need a motion for a rent subsidy of up to $600 for a possible intern. Richard, all those in favor? Opposed, carried. And we also need a motion to top off the salary of employee number 61 for $4,000.
I'll move that.
Bob, all those in favor? Opposed, carried. Need one more motion.
I can do that.
Oh, Billy beat you, Bruce. Bill adjourns.